Well, folks, we've got a gloopy mess on our hands. Welcome to the sourdough trials. This week I try inclusions for the first time and make a jalapeno cheddar bread. I fed my starter Doug H and let it rise overnight. Then I follow my standard dough recipe. Stir the starter down and start with 50 grams of starter. Add 375 grams of water. Add 500 grams of bread flour. Of course, at this point I haven't realized that I need an extra 100 grams of flour in this recipe. So I keep going and add my salt. Mix the dough together. Is it a little sticky? Yes it is. Cover and rest for 30 minutes. Okay, here's my first inkling that something isn't quite right. The dough is definitely sticky and loose. Watch it just fall back down. It's still very sticky, but it's really not that far off from what I'm used to. Bubbles are good, right? Watch this amazing stretch. It's jiggly. I remove the top and seeds from one fresh jalapeno. Then I dice it up. My dough has been bulk fermenting in room temperature for probably 8-ish hours. You can see it's even bubblier than it was earlier. I put a little water on my countertop and then dump out the dough. I love a good dough plop. This might be a challenge to work with. There's probably a better way to do inclusions, but this is where I'm starting from. I was going to cut up a block of cheddar cheese to use in this, but surprise, we were all out, so I had to use shredded cheddar instead. Nip here and a tuck there. Let's see if we can get this all contained. I'd prefer to use rice flour to line my basket, but I'm all out, so I'm using whole wheat flour instead. A little more flour on top and we'll wrap it up for the night. The next morning I dumped my dough out onto the pizza peel that's sprinkled with cornmeal. It's going to need a little bit of reshaping. Dust some of the extra flour off. Score the dough. And time to bake. For almost every loaf of sourdough that I bake, I second guess myself somewhere in the process. This dough had high hydration and was hard to work with. I had never used inclusions before, so that was also new. This loaf is also flat. And you'll see in a bit that my inclusions are not evenly spread throughout the loaf. But wouldn't you know, once again, it tastes amazing. Springs back when I squish it.